I'm Yasuo with TheGamer, and this is the Persona 5 Royal 100% Completion Guide for the month of April. This guide will include an overview of the entire month, notes on restricted or limited time events, daily activities, notes on palaces, and tips for optimizing combat. A few things to consider for this guide. This walkthrough is based on normal difficulty, so you might have a harder time keeping up on higher difficulty modes. There are no trophies related to difficulty, so don't make things unnecessarily harder on yourself. This guide will assume you're running a platonic route with all romanceable characters to accommodate for everyone. But we know you're probably going to romance someone, so there is an extra day to use as a free slot. On the other hand, you can also just romance one teammate to acquire the related trophy and reload the save after. The number of music notes that appear for a social stat does not equal to the number of points you earned. For example, if you earned 1 music note, that actually means you earned 2, and earning 2 means you actually earned 3 or 4. So don't think you earned 1 or more points less than expected when following our guide. Finally, will DLC be used? No. In the case you only have the base game on PS4 or PS5, unlike the Switch and Steam version which has all the DLC included, this guide will accommodate that. The DLC only makes yen grinding less tedious or unnecessary, and there are alternatives to do so in the base game, so don't feel the need to buy the DLC. April is not a complicated month by any means since it is the first one. Expect a lot of cutscenes for majority of its days, with the game handing you the reins later. After completing the prologue and experiencing my typical Friday night, the game goes back to when you first arrived in Tokyo on April 9th. Go to the apartment in the back of Yogunjaya to hear that the one taking care of you, Sojiro Sakura, works at the Café LeBlanc. After settling in, you meet Igor for the first time in your dream. Respond as politely as possible since you do have to visit school tomorrow as a second-year transfer student. On April 10th, Sojiro drives you to school for the first and last time, how lucky, and after meeting your principal and homeroom teacher, watch a cutscene of a peaceful train ride. With that, you finished 2 days already. Yeah, it's a pretty slow burn, but bear with me. It's now your first day of school. Meet Ryuji and An for the first time and dip your toes into the first palace. Awaken Arsene and get your first achievement, Spirit of Rebellion. Make your way out with the help of Morgana and report to Kawakami for your tardiness, and before you know it, the day is over. You begin the 12th by meeting the redhead girl from the prologue, and you also get your first in-class question. Teachers may suddenly call you out with a sudden question in class, but our guide covers every question these teachers pull out of their hat. For today, respond with the answer villains for 2 knowledge points. Kamoshida forgets it's not Halloween anymore since he continues being a creep, and you decide to help Ryuji explore more of the palace. Learn more about the combat and awaken Ryuji's persona. Ryuji's awakening fight is pretty easy. In the scripted fight where you're supposed to lose, just turn on rush mode until the cutscene plays out. With Ryuji, use Zio on the 2 horned beasts and just use physical attacks on the main guy until he keels over. Before the day ends, you unlock the first rank in both Chariot and Fool. On the 13th and 14th, you're forced to progress through the story by helping Ryuji out with the investigation and here on out. On the 15th though, you must return to the palace. You unlock Demon Negotiation, which means you can get the I Am Thou trophy. This requires you to recruit a demon in free exploration. The tutorial pixie does not count. There are several enemies in the cellar, so recruit any demon from there to get the achievement. For me, I got Pyrojack. You should also make sure you have at least 4,400 yen upon leaving the palace, since you'll need it for extra purchases. You probably already have that much, but you can grind a bit more yen if you wish. If you have the DLC, you don't need to worry about grinding yen. Otherwise, what I'd suggest is switching the difficulty to easy to get more XP and yen, as well as make battles easier. After defeating all the enemies, make sure you return to the entrance to make them respawn. Using the safe room forces you to look for An after, meaning none of the enemies in the previous room will respawn. The An awakening fight is nothing too difficult. Belphegor, or the toilet guy, is weak to fire, but resistant against wind, electric, and physical. He can also use Magaru, which Ryuji is weak to, so make sure to guard with Ryuji just in case. Spam all-out attacks and he'll be done for. Upon leaving the palace, you also unlock the Lovers and Magician Confidant. The 16th and 17th has you scouting out places to help with the palace infiltration. You meet both Tei, whose clinic in Yogenjaya offers healing items, and Munehisa, who sells weapons and armor on Central Street. Ryuji does give you money on the 17th, but don't feel obligated to spend it and instead save it if you'd like. On the evening of the 17th, Morgana also gives you a crafting infiltration tools tutorial, giving you a nice 3 points to your proficiency stat. After 9 in-game days, you can finally do whatever you want in your free time. Options limited, of course. After school, the first thing you should do is go to the library and borrow Pirate Legend from the school library. Afterwards, make your way to the underground mall in Shibuya. Buy a single bionutrient from the flower shop located in the back. Go to the second-hand shop in Yogenjai to buy 1 silk yarn and tin clasp. In total, you're spending 4,400 yen. You can buy more of these materials if you're willing to spend, of course. You also gain the option to buy SP recovery items from the vending machines in front of the Yogenjaya bathhouse, the vending machine in the arcade on Central Street, and the one in the courtyard at Sujin Academy. These machines restock every Monday. They may not heal much, but when you have a surplus of them, you'll be glad. The last thing you need to do for this afternoon is talk to Tei at the clinic to unlock her confidant. In the evening, complete the crossword puzzle on the table in the back of LeBlanc for 2 knowledge points. The answer is semesters. Finally, clean your room to find a couple of books before going to sleep. On April 19th's class, answer with "they're the same." After school, go hang out with Ryuji. As for the first dialogue option, choose "I'm counting on you." Choose whatever for the second dialogue option, then "do you want to go back" for the third and last one. When Ryuji texts you in the evening, choose "it's never too late, man." After that, use bionutrients on your bedroom plant for 3 kindness points and end the night by crafting lockpicks. If you bought extra crafting materials on the 18th, you can save before crafting and reload until you get a bonus lockpick. By doing so, you should have enough to get all of the chests in Kamoshida's palace and get a bonus proficiency point. On the train on the 20th, start reading Pirate Legend. After school, buy whatever supplies you need and infiltrate Kamoshida's palace and secure the infiltration route to the treasure. In other words, all of Kamoshida's palace in one day. It sounds daunting, but it is required for the schedule. Remember, there are no achievements related to difficulty, so don't hesitate to switch to easy for the final stretch. There are 5 personas you should obtain while in the palace, as they will help with confidants. Pixie for An, Mandrake for Tei, Barif for Sojiro, and the Gothion for Ryuji. You should already have a Pixie from the negotiation tutorial. You can get a Mandrake by fusing Arsene with Jack-o'-lantern in the fusion tutorial. Agothions are found in East Building 2nd floor, and Barifs are found on the roof. You can also get 5 achievements in this palace alone. Tactical teamwork is unlocked when you perform a baton pass. If you've been fighting your battles efficiently, this is one of the first ones you should already have unlocked. In an automatic cutscene for when you use the grappling hook for the first time, You'd Better Hang On will also naturally unlock. The easiest way to get Technician is to put an enemy to sleep and immediately attack them. Silky, and at a later point on, can use Dormina to do so. For my playthrough, Dormina worked on a Gothion. Let's Blow It Up is unlocked by killing other shadows through a Disaster Shadow explosion. Disaster Shadows are shadows that explode upon being defeated, but can counterattack if not downed. The achievement is easy to get and can be done during its tutorial. Simply put the Disaster Shadow to sleep and soften up the other shadows. When the other shadows have low health, then you can kill the Disaster Shadow. The final achievement, a Deadly Debut, is done by completing a Guillotine Fusion. The tutorial one doesn't count, but if you don't want to fuse any personas you currently have, you can save beforehand, fuse and get the trophy, then reload. You should also get the 3 will seeds in this palace, which rewards you with some SP and unique equipment. The first one isn't hard to find. In the East Building Annex, use the grappling hook to get to the door. The second one is located on the roof. Easily get past the Barifs by grappling to the top of this gazebo and grapple to the flag. Jump into the first window you come across and go through the vent in the room. Open the chest and use the 2 grappling points above for the second will seed. The third, but last one, requires a bit of fighting. When you're in the central tower after the roof, take the elevator to go down to the hidden chamber. Go through the painting for a shortcut to the central hall. Next to the painting is a room with a lever with gears. Pull it and return to the hidden chamber where the previously inoperable elevator now works. After using it, you'll find a third will seed being guarded by a boss. The fight's easy, but that doesn't make it any less disgusting. Mainly use physical moves and periodically guard with on, and it should be defeated in no time. With that, you got all the will seeds. Experience total bliss when you secure the route to the treasure. the evening, study in the middle booth at LeBlanc to end the day. It's now the 21st and we can now relax until we send the calling card. For today, spend the afternoon studying in the library for 5 knowledge points. At LeBlanc after, talk to Sojiro to start his confidant. When responding to him, choose I'm not, then sounds interesting after agreeing to help him out. Finally, choose got it for the last dialogue option. The next day, you could do everyone's favorite thing to do in a video game. Work. Apply for the 777 convenience store part-time job at the underground walkway in Shibuya. When you're questioned about where the cow's milk barcode is, answer near the company logo for 3 charm points. You also get the achievement for working a part-time job. After a hard day's work, go hang out with Sojiro. Make sure you have Barif in your persona roster. In this rank, choose these responses in order: making coffee, that guy seems suspicious, and I want the ladies to love me. When Sojiro texts you after, reply with got it. You'll achieve rank 2 in the Hierophant Confidant, 3 points in kindness, and the ability to explore Yogen Jaya at night. Nice. On the 23rd, you're asked about which sports Nero won at the Olympics. Answer with all of them. After school, go study in the library. In the evening, make coffee with a siphon in LeBlanc, or this thing. Make sure not to hang out with Sojiro by accident. On the 24th, you have the option of buying the share of Spring Set from the home shopping television program on the LeBlanc TV. Although it is 5,980 yen, it is recommended. Make your way to the underground walkway to buy the Beauty Aojiru from the drink stand. It's expensive since it costs 5,000 yen, but your charm rank will finally increase to rank 2. To make up for your spending, you could sell the treasures you found at Kamoshida's palace and also apply for the flower shop part-time job while you're in the walkway. The flower shop's name is Rafflesia and it's located in the underground mall. Work there for the rest of the day for 3 kindness points, and in the evening, go to the bathhouse in Yogen Jaya for an additional 5 points of charm. You might be dumb like a sack of bricks, but you're a head turner. Continue brushing off your teammates' concerns about sending the calling card on the 25th and finish reading Pirate Legend on the train for 5 guts points. In class, you'll have to answer a 2-part question. First, choose you unquestionably support it, then you have a duty to correct it. After school, swap Pirate Legend for the Alluring Dancer. At the secondhand shop in Yogen Jaya, buy the DVD player for 2,800 yen. Along with it, go to the DVD rental shop on Shibuya Central Street to sign up for the annual membership for 4,800 yen. While you're there, pick up the X folders. End the afternoon by working at the flower shop. Today you'll be making your own bouquet. The customer wants large, brightly colored flowers, so choose Venerable Chrysanthemum, Gold Gerbera, and Scarlet Rose. With your expertise in bouquet making, your kindness will rank up to Considerate. Hang out with Sojiro. For the dialogue options, choose Medium Fine and Is it Trouble. When he texts you later, choose Thank you in advance. It's now the 26th. Don't worry, we'll send the calling card soon enough. Instead, study at the library to increase your guts rank to its 2nd tier. In your attic in the evening, start watching the X folders. In the morning, answer today's question with 4-color theorem. Finally, stock up on any necessary supplies or upgrade gear and send the calling card. At the cafe, answer Blossom on the crossword puzzle before going upstairs to craft more infiltration tools. Enter Kamoshida's palace to steal the treasure. Of course, his shadow won't make it easy. Just have Morgana periodically heal everyone and pay attention to the game's instructions. Don't send on the stealth mission. To celebrate a job well done, finish watching the X folders. The next day, return the X folders and rent Raph. Then go hang out with Ryuji by accepting his request to do so on the phone. Make sure you have Agathion equipped. Choose Let's Not Fight and Calm Down Ryuji during the event. On the phone, choose I Can't Exactly Blame You. Finish the day with studying at LeBlanc. The final day is here. Start by reading The Alluring Dancer on the train. When asked about the meaning of Wunderkind, choose Wonder, then Child, and lastly a Prodigy. During the day, watch Tank Top Millionaire for a 5-point increase in guts. End April with crafting infiltration tools to rank up to proficiency rank 2. By now, you should have a rank 2 in your Fool and Magician Confidants, a rank 3 in Hierophant and Chariot, and a rank 1 in Lovers and Death. As for social stats, your kindness, charm, guts, and proficiency should be rank 2. Your knowledge should still be at 1. For more Persona 5 Royal guides and tips, check out TheGamer.com. Thanks for watching.